Being able to investigate threats is a key capability within an attack surface management solution. In our previous example, we looked for the indicator dl2.onedrive-us-en.com, just exploring RiskIQ's data. As noted, our platform enables our customers to take advantage of their security investments that they've already made and extend them further. In this particular case, we're highlighting an example here of our CrowdStrike integration within RiskIQ Passive Total. We look at the same example that we looked at previously, where we identified that the particular domain was resolving to a blacklisted IP address, and we now get the added benefit of internal endpoint telemetry showing up directly within Passive Total. It starts up here, where we can see CrowdStrike-specific tabs added to our analyst insights. What these tell us is a little bit more about the particular threat we're dealing with, as indicated by the Falcon X research team. We can see here that this particular domain was used within delivery, that it was delivering a downloader, has reports tied to it, has malware associated with get and go loader, with a high confidence that it's tied to criminal activity. At this point, if we didn't want to perform any investigation, we would know that we're dealing with a serious threat that we need to take seriously within our business, potentially firing up the incident response team. As indicated before, our same visuals are here, including the heat map and the time bar, as well as our data tabs. Only there's an additional tab here, a CrowdStrike tab. This tab is split up into two pieces, endpoints and intelligence. Endpoints give us an indication of what internal systems within our environment have reached out to this particular domain, and intelligence takes all the information that CrowdStrike knows about the particular domain in question and allows us to understand it further. In our previous example, we had looked at a piece of this infrastructure, and we looked at the whois record in particular for identifying other domains. If we perform that same search again, we're going to end up with the 500 or so domains, and we can start paging through these results. We can see there's other phishing and other themes of interest, a bunch of .top domains. And as we get further into this, we can start to understand that there's some other Microsoft-based domains and even a Dropbox domain. Clicking on this Dropbox-download-eu.com domain reveals a similar looking set of infrastructure. We can see here that our analyst insights again show that a blacklisted IP address is being used, and that we have a bunch of CrowdStrike tabs indicating that this is malicious. Now, if I go to the CrowdStrike tab, I don't see that any endpoints have actually communicated with this infrastructure. That's a good sign. However, knowing that I've explored this infrastructure a little bit more, I might want to look at the subdomains, noting that our original example started with DL2. If I go to the subdomains for this particular domain, I can see that it also has a DL2 subdomain. If I click on that, I start to see a different story take place. Similar looking analyst insights, noting that it's malicious, tied to criminal activity, in particular malware for the get and go loader. And again, this time our CrowdStrike tab is populated. And what we can see here is that two other endpoints have actually communicated with this infrastructure. So right away, as an analyst, an incident responder, I'm starting to understand how this infrastructure is tied together, how malicious it is, and what the threat looks like. And I'm also able to understand what systems within my organization, if any, have actually communicated with this infrastructure. This allows us to scale out our threat hunting efforts, as we're not having to wait around in order to get an alert, in order to start our response effort. It allows us to automate the security operations so that we're not having to go get the endpoint telemetry from CrowdStrike's Falcon platform. Instead, it's delivered automatically within Passive Total. And finally, we're able to complete our incident response efforts by knowing which endpoints communicated with what pieces of infrastructure. This is, of course, just a small demo, but it gives you a clear understanding of the associations that you can make and the time you can save by having RiskIQ Passive Total and CrowdStrike Falcon operating together.